You swing your legs out of bed in the morning, and for a moment, you feel it. A familiar, unwelcome stiffness in your knees that makes you pause before you stand. Or perhaps it's in your hands as you try to grip your morning teacup, a stubborn ache in your fingers that takes a few minutes to work out. You might sigh and think, well, here it is. This is just what getting older feels like. For millions of us, joint stiffness is a daily reality. But here is the crucial question that often hangs in the air, unspoken and filled with anxiety. Is this just the normal, harmless creakiness of a life well lived? Or is it the first quiet whisper of something more significant, like arthritis? The fear of not knowing can be more stressful than the stiffness itself. Today, we are going to replace that fear with clarity. Hello, my dear friends, and a very warm welcome back to Elderflowerings. I am so glad you are here for this incredibly important and reassuring conversation. So many of us experience aches and stiffness as we age, and we often don't know how to interpret what our bodies are telling us. In this in-depth guide, we will explore the 5 key differences between normal, age-related joint stiffness and the potential early warning signs of arthritis. This isn't about diagnosing a condition. Only a doctor can do that. This is about empowering you with the knowledge to understand your own body so you can have a more informed, confident conversation with your healthcare provider and take proactive steps to manage your joint health for a vibrant, active future. A gentle disclaimer before we begin. This video is for educational and supportive purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you are experiencing persistent or concerning joint pain, please consult with your doctor for a proper evaluation. Now, let's learn how to listen to the important messages our joints are sending us. Differentiator number 1. The timing and duration of morning stiffness. The first, and one of the most telling clues, lies in your very first movements of the day. Almost everyone, especially after the age of 60, experiences some degree of morning stiffness. But the key difference is in its duration. What's normal age-related stiffness? It is completely normal to wake up feeling a bit creaky or stiff. As we sleep, our joints are inactive, and the lubricating fluid within them, the synovial fluid, can thicken slightly. When you first start to move, it takes a few moments for this fluid to thin out and for your muscles and connective tissues to warm up. Normal morning stiffness is typically brief. It usually lasts for just a few minutes, perhaps 5 to 15 at most. It's that feeling you can walk off or stretch out as you get up, make your coffee, and begin your day. By the time you're finished with your first cup of tea, the stiffness has largely dissipated and your joints feel more fluid. What's a potential warning sign of arthritis? The morning stiffness associated with inflammatory types of arthritis, like rheumatoid arthritis, and even sometimes with advanced osteoarthritis, is significantly different. It is prolonged. The stiffness lasts for 30 minutes or much longer, sometimes for several hours. It's not something you can just quickly walk off. It is more severe. It can feel like your joints are stuck or gelling, making initial movements very difficult and sometimes painful. This prolonged morning stiffness is a classic hallmark of inflammation. While you sleep, inflammatory processes can cause fluid and inflammatory cells to accumulate in and around the joint, leading to that significant, long-lasting stiffness upon waking. If your morning stiffness is just a brief 10-minute affair that fades quickly with your daily routine, it's very likely a normal part of aging. if you are waking up and feeling significantly stiff and immobile for a half hour, an hour, or more every single day, that is a clear signal from your body that deserves a conversation with your doctor. Differentiator number 2: the character and behavior of the pain. The second key difference lies in the type of pain you feel and when you feel it. Not all aches are created equal, and their patterns can tell a powerful story. What's normal age-related joint pain? Normal wear and tear joint pain, often related to mild osteoarthritis that most people experience to some degree, typically behaves in a predictable way. It's activity-related. The pain is often worse during or after using the joint. Your knees might ache after a long walk, or your hands might feel sore after a day of gardening. It improves with rest. When you stop the activity and rest the joint, the pain usually subsides significantly. It's often a dull, aching pain. While it can be bothersome, it's not typically a sharp, burning, or intensely throbbing pain when you are at rest. What's a potential warning sign of arthritis? Inflammatory arthritis presents a very different pain pattern because the pain is driven by an underlying inflammatory process, not just mechanical wear. Pain at rest. This is a major red flag. You may experience significant pain, throbbing, or aching in your joints, even when you are sitting still or trying to sleep at night. The pain can be bad enough to wake you up. Pain that improves with gentle movement. Unlike mechanical pain that gets worse with activity, inflammatory arthritis pain can sometimes feel a bit better after you get moving and warm up the joints. The pain can be sharp, burning, or feel hot. This indicates active inflammation within the joint capsule. Think of it this way. If your knees only hurt when you're going up and down stairs, that points more towards a mechanical wear and tear issue. If your knees throb with pain while you are sitting quietly watching television, that suggests an inflammatory process may be at play. Understanding the character of your pain provides crucial clues for your doctor. It takes courage to pay close attention to our pain instead of just trying to ignore it. Have you noticed a specific pattern to your own joint aches? Just observing, without judgment, is a powerful act of self-awareness. Differentiator number 3: the physical appearance of the joint. This third differentiator is about what you can see and feel with your own eyes and hands. Normal aging might make our joints look a little knobbier, but it doesn't typically change their appearance dramatically from day to day. Arthritis, on the other hand, often does. What's normal age-related changes? As we age, the cartilage in our joints can thin, and we might develop small bony growths called osteophytes or bone spurs. This can make the joints in our fingers, for example, look a bit larger or more knuckly than they used to. However, these changes are generally hard, bony, and do not involve soft, squishy swelling, redness, or heat. What's a potential warning sign of arthritis? Inflammatory arthritis causes the body to attack its own joint linings, leading to very specific and visible signs of active inflammation. Visible swelling. The joint itself appears puffy or swollen. This is due to an increase of fluid inside the joint capsule. You might notice a ring that suddenly feels too tight, or that one knee looks noticeably larger than the other. Redness. The skin over the affected joint may appear red or have a purplish hue. This is caused by increased blood flow to the area as your body tries to fight the inflammation. Warmth to the touch. When you place the back of your hand over the affected joint, it may feel noticeably warmer than the surrounding skin or the same joint on the other side of your body. This heat is a classic sign of an active inflammatory process. These three signs, swelling, redness, and warmth, are the cardinal indicators of inflammation. They are not typically present in normal, non-inflammatory, age-related joint changes. If you are experiencing a joint that is not just sore, but also visibly swollen, red, and warm, it is a very strong signal that you should see your doctor for an evaluation. Differentiator number 4. The impact on your daily life and function. The fourth key difference is not just about how your joints feel, but about how those feelings impact your ability to live your daily life. What's normal age-related limitations? It's normal for some activities to become more challenging as we age. You might not be able to open a very tight jar on the first try. You might decide that long-distance running is no longer wise for your knees. You might need to take a break while doing heavy yard work. These are often minor annoyances or sensible adaptations, but they don't fundamentally stop you from performing your essential daily tasks. What's a potential warning sign of arthritis? The pain and stiffness from arthritis often cause a much more significant impairment in your ability to function. You stop doing things you love. You might have to give up a cherished hobby like knitting, gardening, golfing, or playing the piano because the pain and stiffness in your hands or joints make it impossible or joyless. You struggle with basic self-care. Activities of daily living that you've always taken for granted can become difficult. You might struggle to button a shirt, hold a toothbrush, turn a key in a lock, or safely get in and out of the bathtub. You alter your life to accommodate the pain. You find yourself avoiding certain places because of the stairs, turning down social invitations because you're afraid you'll be in too much pain, or needing help with basic household chores you once did with ease. When your joint pain and stiffness move from being a simple annoyance to being a disability, something that consistently prevents you from living the life you want to live, that is a significant sign. It indicates that the condition is impacting your functional independence, and that is a crucial reason to seek medical help. Effective treatments can often reduce pain and inflammation, helping you to reclaim the activities you love. Differentiator number 5. The pattern of affected joints. Symmetry. Our final differentiator is about the pattern of which joints are affected in your body. This can provide a major clue as to the type of issue you might be dealing with. What's normal age-related wear and tear, or osteoarthritis? Osteoarthritis is the most common form of arthritis and is often considered a wear and tear condition, although inflammation also plays a role. Because it's related to how we've used our bodies over a lifetime, it often appears asymmetrically. You might have significant pain in your right knee, perhaps from an old injury or from being right-side dominant, while your left knee feels relatively fine. You might have arthritis in the base of your right thumb, but not your left. It often affects the large, weight-bearing joints, like knees and hips, or the small joints of the hands that have seen a lot of use. What's a potential warning sign of inflammatory arthritis, like rheumatoid arthritis? Rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease where the body's immune system mistakenly attacks its own joints. A classic hallmark of rheumatoid arthritis, especially in its early stages, is its symmetrical pattern.
If your right wrist is swollen and painful, your left wrist often is as well. It often affects the same joints on both sides of the body simultaneously, both hands, both feet, both knees. Rheumatoid arthritis typically targets smaller joints first, like those in the hands and feet, before potentially moving to larger joints. This symmetrical pattern is a key diagnostic clue that suggests a systemic autoimmune process is at play, rather than just localized mechanical wear and tear. If you are experiencing pain and swelling that is mirrored on both sides of your body, it is particularly important to see a doctor promptly, as early and aggressive treatment for inflammatory arthritis can prevent permanent joint damage.
Final thoughts, from awareness to action. As we conclude our conversation, I hope you feel a greater sense of clarity and empowerment. Understanding these 5 key differentiators, the duration of morning stiffness, the character of your pain, the physical appearance of the joint, its impact on your daily life, and the pattern of affected joints, is not about self-diagnosing. It is about becoming a more knowledgeable and observant partner in your own healthcare. The fear of the unknown is often what keeps us from seeking help. But when you can approach your doctor not just with a vague complaint of, "My joints ache," but with specific observations like, "My morning stiffness lasts for over an hour," or "My right and left hands both started hurting at the same time," you provide them with crucial information that can lead to a faster, more accurate diagnosis and a more effective treatment plan. Your body is constantly communicating with you. These signs are its language. The journey to feeling better begins with the simple, courageous act of listening. You do not have to accept persistent pain and loss of function as an inevitable part of aging. There are so many wonderful treatments, exercises, and lifestyle adaptations that can help you manage arthritis and continue to live a full, vibrant, and joyful life. Thank you so very much for joining me on Elderflowerings today. Your commitment to your own health is the most powerful tool you possess. I would be so honored if you would share in the comments below, what is one insight from today's discussion that you found most helpful or clarifying? Your experience could be invaluable to another member of our community who is navigating their own journey with joint health. If you found this guide valuable, please give this video a like, share it with a friend who might benefit, and subscribe to Elderflowerings for more compassionate, practical wisdom for our best years. Until we meet again, may you move with comfort and ease, and may you always, always keep blooming.